joining us now from Tehran is Dr. Foud Izadi. He's the Associate Professor of University of Tehran. Dr. Izadi, Mojtaba Khamenei has largely operated behind the scenes, never holding a major elected office. In a system built on clerical legitimacy, does he have the religious and political weight to command Iran's establishment?
I think he was elected for three reasons. The first reason was his Islamic scholarship. In Iran, the country's leader is not running the affairs of the executive branch. That is the president's job. His job is to be the spiritual leader of the country. It's an Islamic republic. And also he would influence policy in sort of major ways, in more important policy issues. He doesn't go into details. Mojtaba Khamenei, his religious credentials are quite extensive. He has been teaching at Islamic seminaries at the highest level for the last 18 years. So he's a professor of Islamic theology. That's number one. If he was not a serious scholar, high-ranking scholar, he would not be able to be in this position. The second criteria is the ability of the person to do the job. And the people in the Assembly of Experts had this assessment that he can do the job. He has been involved with different issues of the country for many years. He has been an aide to the country's leader. So the assessment was that he's able to perform the duties that he's expected to perform. And I think the third issue, because for the first two, you had other candidates, other people could fulfill the first two criteria. We had a short list of 5-6 people. All of them could do the first two. But I think the reason he was chosen was because of the third issue, and that was the ability to create consensus among different stakeholders, political stakeholders in the country. Iran, like other countries, has different stakeholders. And it was the third issue, his ability to create consensus, that resulted in him getting elected. I think the war had a lot to do with it. Trump, a few days ago, mentioned his name and said that he doesn't want to see him as the leader. So I think that helped the doubtful members of Assembly of Experts to actually do something that Trump didn't want to see happen. He's as anti-American hegemony as the previous leader. So that line of making sure that the US and Israel cannot create a hegemony in this part of the world, that is going to be one of his priorities.
Okay, so you have given me reasons why he was elected. But Dr. Izadi, the Islamic Republic was born out of a revolution against monarchy. You are saying he emerged as a consensus candidate. If Mojtaba Khamenei becomes supreme leader, he's now already a supreme leader, doesn't that risk making the system look less like a republic and more like a dynasty?
Yes, it does. And I think that is why he was reluctant. We have rumors that his father was reluctant. But remember, we don't have a monarchy. This Assembly of Experts, their job is not only to elect the leader, they supervise what he's doing. So they gather 2 times a year. They have a meeting 2 times a year. They review the performance of the leader, and they can dismiss that leader the same way they elected that leader. You don't do that in monarchies. In monarchies, you are a monarch because you're because of your family. In Iran, the body that's actually ruling is an assembly of 88 people, and they choose one person as sort of the leader to fill that position. Who knows? Maybe after we go through the difficult times that the country is going through, they would want to, or Mojtaba Khamenei would volunteer to step aside, and they can choose another leader. And under Iran's constitution, there is no fixed term. If the person is elected today, he can be dismissed next week.
Okay. Some supporters, Dr. Izadi, are invoking the legacy of Ali ibn Abi Talib to frame Mojtaba's rise as a form of rightful succession. Is that a genuine theological argument, or simply, one would say, political messaging to legitimize a transfer of power?
I don't think that's legitimate. That the issue of in Shia theology, Shia Islam theology, that's imamate, the leadership, and that is different with what we have here in Iran's constitution, because these people are not imams. In Shia theology, there were 12 imams, and that was it. So the leader of Iran is not an imam in that sense, and
that's right.
Those theological issues do not apply to that person.
Okay, Mojtaba Khamenei is believed to have deep links with the IRGC, which is the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. I've been reading a lot of articles which actually suggest so. Does his rise signal a more securitized IRGC-dominated Iran, or continuity with the current system?
Like India, the military leadership in Iran is under civilian supervision and direction. And under Iran's constitution, the leader is commander-in-chief. So the influence of leader on military is much greater than vice versa. And this is what we have had in the last 47 years. This is what we will have in many decades to come.
All right, Dr. Foud Izadi, thank you for joining us and explaining to us the significance of the new supreme leader that Iran has, Mojtaba Khamenei. What does it actually mean for Iran? And also, what does it mean for this ongoing war? Thanks so much for watching.